Welcome to the Breath of God. In this episode, we're going to talk about trusting Jesus to heal your heart. There's been many moments in my life where I've needed God to heal my heart for something that I was going through, or work, or personal relationships. And you may be in that bubble right now, and you may even feel that maybe God has forgotten you, and you just feel left behind of, if he knows my issue, why is it still here? These are the questions that I had in the times of me trying to figure it out and understand and knowing what to do. But what really sets you free from all these issues is knowing that you can't do it alone. You need God to help you through these things. He wouldn't say cast your burdens to him if it wasn't something he needs to do. I'm here to say that God will never leave you nor forsake you, ever. He will be by your side even when you're not on his. There's been many times in my life where God has been doing things for me when I wasn't doing anything for him. But that's the unconditional love that he has for all of us, because we're all created in the likeness of God to do great things. And he knows your heart, and he knows what you're going through, and he knows everything that is an issue. And now you got to just give that to him. You got to open that door and let him in. We're going to take this moment to take some deep breaths. And when you do this, focus on your breathing. Focus on the very breath that has been given to you by God. Keep your mind on Christ and just be at peace about things. Your mind is always wandering and thinking about things all the time. But in this moment, we're going to just focus on him and the breath that we have been given. Now you can continue to do this as I talk, but as you continuously let air in and let air out, let that air in be God coming in and then you pushing out all the black tar that is making you not sure what God's going to do. All that unclarity, let that just flow right out of you. Let God go in and repair your broken heart, that whatever you're dealing with, he's got your back in all of that. Now, you have been very strong, and that strength is not your own. God wouldn't tell you to be strong if there were never times in life where you need to be strong. That's why God tells us in the Bible that he gives us strength, because you're going to need that. You need that endurance, because in the world that we live in, it's an unfair world, but we have a fair God. God doesn't give you the issues, but he gives you the tools to get out of them. Don't think whatever your issue is, that it's a test, that God's trying to test your faith. He's not going to try to mess you up to see what you do. The matter is evil will give you the problems, but he will give you the tools to do it and fix it. Because as it is, it's a free will world that you make your decisions. It's God's will for you to live a peaceful life, for you to live and do this mission for him in this world. But it's up to you to live and do those very things. It's your choice, right? But it's his will for you to do it. So I'm going to tell you a story of my ex-girlfriend that I had, that I was with her for about 12 months. So I think it was almost a full year. Out of that full year, almost every month, all the time, God was telling me to leave her because it was not going to turn out the way I was wanting it to. But I just didn't listen to him. I said, no, I would love to be with her. I want to marry her. That's kind of what that's where my head was at. And he kept telling me that I needed to move on. I need to go to someone else because it's not going to go well. And I didn't listen. I stayed with her for a year or so. And the moment I was about to give her like a little promise ring and other things, it was that day she told me she just wants to leave. And she had no remorse. She was pretty much just blunt. I don't want to be with you ever again. Don't talk to me ever again. As if I did something wrong. I was very confused. Like, how can we have been together for a year, and then you just move on so quickly in less than a day. Lo and behold, there was another guy there for 9 months. So she was dating me and one other guy, for him almost a year and me pretty much a little over a year at the same time. God was trying to prevent me from getting hurt, and that messed me up so bad. I had such huge trust issues with dating ever again, because I didn't trust any women ever again. I didn't think there was ever a true loyal woman ever to exist. I didn't believe it. And of course, I couldn't focus on work. I couldn't focus on anything. I was just crying all the time. And God was there, and I knew He was there. And I kept wanting to go back with her, even though He was there. I was just so lost. She didn't give me any answers. She didn't even tell me that He was there. I found out on my own. So, just being left into the dirt like that, I was hurt. And God was trying to prevent that, because it's a free will world. As I just said, she made her free choice, and I made my free choice to stay. And it wasn't going to work out well. Sometimes we think that God doesn't know what He's doing. I know that's weird to say, but I've thought that, and I don't know if I'm alone on that, but sometimes I think, I used to think back then that I know what's best for my life, because it's my life. But that's not true. It's His. My life is His life, and I'm going to live my life according to His will, not my own. And from that day forward, that one really struck a nerve with me, that if He talks to me, I'm not turning it down ever again. And ever since then, I listen to Him word by word, and it has been perfect. That's the best word I can come up with. It's been amazing. Listening to the Holy One, because He knows what's best. He knows the past, present, and future, and I didn't. But I thought I knew what was going on, but I don't. But the thing about Jesus is, when you're hurt like that and you don't listen, He doesn't get angry with you. From what I've understood, every time I messed up, He just said, try again. Just get back up. Let's patch it up, stand up, and start running off again. That's the kind of God that we serve, that He doesn't get angry with you. It's disappointing that it's just a constant loop, because I was going in a loop of good and bad and over and over and over and over again. And I was even getting frustrated with myself, because I was like, man, I want to be a Christian, but yet I just can't leave these things behind, because my own desires are there. And I had to kill those off. And it was fairly simple the second I dedicated my life to Christ, which is what we have to do, is die to ourselves. When we die to ourselves, our passions die along with it. For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. That everything that He does for you, says to you, it's all for the greater good of His kingdom in your life, so that whatever you live your life here, it's for Him, so that you can make it to the next one in heaven. Everything on this earth should be for Christ. Everything. And I know a lot of Christians even may say that's a little over the top even. But no, that's what a true Christian is. It's 24/7 nonstop. If it's only 2 hours on a Sunday, that's religion. That's not a relationship. You're not with your wife only 5 days out of 7. You're with her, you're married to her, you're loyal to her 7 days a week, all day, every day. Because you made a commitment. And that's what you're doing with Jesus. I'm committing myself to you. You're not just another person in this world that's being overlooked, that there's so many people that God's just not seeing you. You're a little sparkle that's standing out in this world of, that's my child, that's him or her, that's mine. I made them in my image, and I want them to come home with me. But there's an issue in their life, And I need to pluck that right out. But they need to open that door first. Because if you draw near to him, he'll draw near to you. If you knock, the door will be open to you. You have to be the first one to initiate him to come in, because he's not going to force himself on you. You need to say, I want you to come into my life. Because he wants you to go to him on your own free will, saying that you need a savior. You need somebody to help you. Fear not, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, and I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. He is your God, and he will help you in every situation if you let him do that. Pretty much you're the one in charge of your own life. So you kind of do if you want him, if you don't. If you let him take over, or if you don't. If you think your thoughts are better, like I used to think, then that's how your life's going to end up. And it won't end up the way it needs to go. Let go, trust him, and know that you are never alone, ever. Satan will come into your mind and tell you you are alone, he does not love you, and whatever issue you have, it's going to stay there. Anytime you get a thought like that, you kick it out with prayer, you go read, you knock it out so that you don't humor those evil thoughts ever again. And you'll find freedom from that by doing that. Because you're not leaving space in your mind and spirit to humor these thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like and subscribe for more videos just like this one. This is episode 2 on the breath of God. If you haven't seen the previous episode of the breath of God about peace and remaining in peace through Christ, you can click right here and you can watch that entire video. I think it's about 22 minutes, and it'll teach you to have peace and to stay in that forever. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Messenger out.